It's January 10th, 49 AD, and you've just broken a law that would cascade into multiple civil wars, end the Republic, and create the empire with you as the uncontested dictator. I'm talking about Julius Caesar and his decision to cross the Rubicon River with his army and pick a fight with his government and their laws. My name is Shelby, and I'm a master's student of public relations at Mount Saint Vincent University in Halifax, Nova Scotia. For my Capstone project, I've created a public relations simulation machine. Much like how we take sports figures from history and fantasize about how well they would perform today, I've done the same thing, but with a public relations twist. 3 historical figures and their actions will be critiqued against modern public relations theories that I have learned throughout my time at Mount Saint Vincent. The public relations simulation machine is designed to answer 3 of the following questions. How do they capture the spirit of the theory? What is to be criticized? And would they be canceled today? Pulling from all the public relations theories that I have learned from my time at the Mount. Framing theory. Before crossing the Rubicon River, Julius Caesar believes he only has 2 options. Option 1, surrender command, face probable prosecution, political disgrace, and/or exile. Or option 2, choosing violence. Using the force of the military, Caesar chose violence. According to Stanton, who wrote, "Why did Julius Caesar cross the Rubicon?" You can read this article in the show notes in the description. Caesar's ability to hold a public seat in absentia and use a proxy was revoked. This new law meant that he had to be there in person. The only problem was he wasn't there in person. Therefore, he was losing his seat. If you lend me your ears, I'll walk you through how Julius Caesar captured the framing theory, what can be criticized, and if he'd survive a canceling today. The framing theory encourages audiences to adopt the communicator's interpretation of events. One of the main tenets of the framing theory, according to Arowolo, is situational framing. Caesar does this very well. This isn't a rebellion, this is self-defense. Stanton outlines how Caesar lays out the wrongs done to him by his political enemies in Rome, shows how he is the only one who is truly defending the legal order. The second principle of framing theory is issue framing. A case can be made that Caesar is doing this to hold on to personal power, but the communication with the troops is very different. Stanton demonstrates that Caesar gave several arguments for invading Rome, such as the Senate is breaking the laws, they are unfair, and they have unfulfilled promises, and Caesar's constitutional rights have been violated. Caesar isn't making a case that he should be leader. He makes the case that he has been denied rights granted to him by the Roman people. Where we can begin to criticize Caesar's use of the framing theory lies in several key issues. The framing theory is to help support relationships between an organization and its public. Caesar uses the principles of framing theory as a way to justify his actions, which are not necessarily in the best interest of the people. Caesar, one of the most powerful generals the world has seen up until this point, significantly minimizes his own agency and plays the victim. Further to this, he takes no responsibility for his own actions and completely shifts blame to Pompey and the Senate. Now, if you made it this far in the video, you probably want to know, would Julius Caesar survive the public relations simulation machine? And would he be canceled if he were to make this decision today? The die has been cast. Since COVID-19 and the rise of Trump south of the border, I actually believe there's evidence that Caesar would not be canceled. He'd become the President of the United States of America. This isn't to say that he wouldn't be extremely polarizing, but we could draw parallels to the January 6th riots, which essentially crossed the Rubicon and led to considerable reframing of those elites in power, be they Roman Democrats or American Democrats. My conclusion is that the cancel machine wouldn't be powerful enough to stop Caesar today. What are your thoughts on this? Does the framing theory accurately capture Caesar's actions? Comment below.